All right. Um, we are starting in 5.3 point something, and I say something because 531 is really kind of the section we're starting with, but we're going to be doing some things in 532 with this today. So what we'll do is we'll actually take 531 and 532 and we'll blend them together, and maybe I might refer to it as 532 day one, and it's the same as 531, and then we'll have a 532 day two there. So, okay, let's get started. Our goal today is to be able to just kind of find the area of shapes by rearranging shapes. So can we break them down and then make them into rectangles so we can find the area of them? We sometimes use the word decompose shapes. That means we're going to break down those shapes to put them back together. This is a warm-up for today that you're looking at right now. I'd encourage you to pause this video and to try this warm-up on your own if you're at home. To do this, we need to find the area of this, and to find the area of this, we always take and we multiply length times width to find our area. And we could call this our length and we could call this our width. But I'm going to take a moment though to say, you know what? We're kind of done using the words length and width. We need to start upgrading our language. And for section 5.3, we're going to stop using length and width, and we need to start using base and height. And that's a direction I need you to start moving from now on and start talking about these things as base and height, okay? So we're going to say base times height equals our area, and the base is 6 1/2, and our height is 4 2/3. And the 6 1/2 could be written as 13 halves times 14 thirds, and we need to multiply this. And again, I'm going to go quickly through this because I feel like you can pause this video and rewatch. That's 182 sixths. What I recognize immediately is that I can divide this both by 2. So I'm going to divide this by 2, and I'm going to divide this by 2. I just feel like it would be a little bit nicer, a little bit easier for me to work with. So that's going to be 91 over 3. How many 3's go in there? 3 and 1. Whoa, sorry about that. 30 and 1/3. And again, should be something that we should be familiar with. What would I call that? Centimeters squared, or square centimeters, okay? All right, now let's jump down here. Again, find the area. Now, these are the types of shapes that we're going to be looking at today, right? We're going to see these odd shapes, and when I say decompose, we can break them down. So by the end of the day today, you might be able to just like break them apart and move them. But for right now, are going to cut them into pieces, and we're going to find those different areas. Now, you could cut it however you want. If you wanted to cut it differently, remember you can do that. Anyways, find your area and calculate it there. Okay. All right. I noticed that this top one, its base and its height is 3 and 3. So I'm going to have a 9 square inches for this upper one. And for this bottom one, the base is 9 and the height is 2. So I'm going to call this as 18 square inches, right, for a grand total of 27 square inches. Okay. All right, let's move on here. What we're going to do is you're actually going to jump to CPM. It's been a long, long time since we've gone to CPM. You should have that saved somewhere, either as a bookmark or as an icon on your home or on your screen, your iPad. Um, why can I think of it? Your home page thing. I don't know. All right, so when you get to it, you're to your CPM thing, make sure that you sign in with Google. If you've never been to CPM ever before, that would only be students that came in at semester. You will need to do a login, and you'll have to ask me for that information. You're going to use your Gmail to sign in, and you guys will have two books, and a Spanish book and a English book. Select the English book. ESP is the Spanish version. And then, as I said, we're going 531 today, but you're going to go to 532 here. So get into 532. And what we have is, can we make a rectangle part, whatever, right? So I just selected the button up here in the upper right-hand corner to get back and forth. So we're just going to go to problem 76, okay? And what I want you to do is I would like you to find the area of these shapes. But in order to find the area of those shapes, what you're going to do is you are going to be able to manipulate them. Now, if you select that little box there in the middle, it'll bring up a screen that looks like this, and you can manipulate this and do things with it. The blue circle moves it around, the red one, or purple one, I'm sorry, in this case, flips it around, okay? But if I leave here, notice how it saved the shape in there. If I click on the link, it's going to bring up a new page that looks like this, okay? And if at any point you're like rearranging stuff and you're like, oh, this is all messed up, if you reload the page, it will bring it right back to where it is, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to rearrange these shapes. Maybe I'll do this first one with you, but at some point, if you can, try to pause and play around with these and see if you can't find the area of all of these shapes, okay? All right, so try it out if you can right now. If you need to see an example, go ahead and watch this. Okay. All right. So if you're watching this, at some point when you start feeling comfortable, you may want to take this YouTube video and speed it up to 1.25 or 1.5 as you watch me manipulate these. Okay. And as I go here, it looks like I would just take this one and I would move that around and attach it, and look at, I have that into a rectangle. And now as I'm looking at this, um, I would say it is this is labeled as a 6 by 7. Why is this? Ah, there we go. When I was zoomed in so far, it was harder, but when I'm zoomed out here right now, you can see that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the base and 6 as the height. So I would have an area of 42 square units, 42 square units. Okay. In this one, we'll go ahead and manipulate this. In my mind, I feel like I would take this. Whoops. Again, you could go fast here, speed up your video to make this work. And I will put that in there. And what you should already be doing is what is the base and what is the height of this object, right? And so this one is listed as 48. So here we go. Look at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 by 4. 12 by 4 makes this a 48 square units. All right, here's another one. I always, when I see something like this is called the trapezoid, right? I always like to take the triangle and I like to cut it there a little bit. And you can take it, flip it around, and then that helps you to make these beautiful little rectangles here. Okay, so this one, although I got to zoom out a little bit to get it, I don't know why I have to do that. There we go. The bottom is, oh, this one did not come in very well. It is not this particular size. I wish the units were a little bit better on here. I don't know why this is causing so many problems here. This one turns out to be 4 as my height, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4.5. 4.5 times 4 is going to give me 18 square units. 18 square units, okay? One way to maybe do this that might be a little bit better is if I take and I were to move this down, and then it's going to give me nicer numbers here. Okay. All right, when I pull that out there, that's going to be a 2 by 9. Base is 9, height is 2. Next shape. Again, hopefully you're trying these already by yourself. I could just simply stack these, couldn't I? Let's zoom out. This one is a base of 5 and a height of 11. And so the area for this one should be 55 square units. And this one right here, again, this is actually a trapezoid for this one. And what I would do is I would do, again, some more manipulation here, where I would take that triangle and I would do a little flipping. And I don't know why these squares aren't matching up right now to give us good. And if we look, our base is 8 and our height is the base 8? 6, 7, 8, it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks like a area of 40 square units. Although on one of my answers is showing me that it's 35. So I'm not 100% sure if that one is the correct area or not. It's more about, quite honestly, finding the correct, to make it into a rectangle. That's really kind of the goal for today. And I need to do some extra work here. Here we go. There we go. And oops, hopefully you are able to find these yourself. And we know about what it is there. And it's a height of 2 and a base of looks like 8. So 8 times 2 is 16. This looks like an interesting one. Here's another thing too, where if I just take and I can get those, that's the part I'm always looking for. Get those triangles connected to more triangles, and then it's easy for us to do. Our area here for this one is a 10 by 3, I believe. So that should be an area of 30 square units. And here for this one, I could do a multitude of ways to do this. I'm going to do it like that. And I get an area of, what is that, a 6 by 3, so that's 18. 6 by 3 is 18. Again, other ways for us to go about that, and maybe you did it differently, but there you go. Okay, now the other part that we have is just as a quick check, here are the answers for those. There is that one that I was a little hesitant about. I'm not 100% sure how in the world that happened, but it did on that one. And there you are. You can check those, okay? So that's kind of the goal, is the ability to move those around and for us to change those to see if we can't find that area into rectangles, things that we're used to and we're accustomed to, and look at how we can change any weird shape or a lot of weird shapes up to that. Lastly, I want to emphasize that we need to start calling shapes by rectangles and things like that as base times height. We do not refer to it as length times width anymore. Okay, hopefully everything went smooth. If you have other questions, let me know.